For centuries, humanity has measured its progress by how high it can reach. From ancient stone pyramids rising out of desert sands to medieval cathedrals piercing the skies of Europe, every civilization has tried to leave a mark above the horizon. Height has always been more than engineering. It has been power, ambition, belief, and identity. And now, once again, the world's tallest tower, a structure meant to surpass everything ever built by human hands, is back under construction. This is not just a story about concrete and steel. This is a story about stalled dreams, global ambition, economic reality, and a future that refuses to stay grounded. The dream of reaching the sky. In the early 21st century, skyscrapers stopped being just buildings. They became statements. Cities began competing not only in size or population, but in vertical dominance. The taller the tower, the louder the message. We are here. We matter. We are shaping the future. When the Burj Khalifa opened in 2010, rising 828 meters above Dubai, it rewrote architectural history. For the first time, humans had built something that truly disappeared into the clouds. Many believed this would be the peak, that such height would not be challenged again for decades. But behind the scenes, plans were already forming for something even bigger. A tower that would not just break records, but shatter them. The birth of a giant vision. The idea was simple in concept, but extreme in execution. Build a structure over 1 kilometer tall. Not just a symbolic tower, but a functional city landmark with residences, hotels, observation decks, and public spaces. This would be the next leap in vertical architecture. The proposed tower was designed to rise higher than anything ever built. Taller than the Burj Khalifa, taller than any radio mast, taller than any man-made structure in history. Its location was carefully chosen. The project was meant to anchor a massive new urban development, transforming surrounding land into a futuristic district of commerce, tourism, and luxury living. On paper, it was perfect. On the ground, it was one of the most complex engineering challenges humanity had ever attempted. Engineering beyond limits. Building tall is not just about stacking floors. As height increases, challenges multiply exponentially. Wind becomes a living force, pushing and twisting the structure with invisible pressure. Temperature differences cause expansion and contraction. Gravity becomes an enemy that never rests. To survive these forces, the tower's design relied on advanced aerodynamics. Its shape was carefully engineered to reduce wind vortices, preventing dangerous oscillations. Deep foundations were planned, drilled far into the earth, to anchor the structure against unimaginable loads. Special high-strength concrete had to be developed, capable of being pumped hundreds of meters upward without losing integrity. Elevators were designed to travel longer distances than ever before, using new technologies to ensure safety and speed. Every detail mattered. Every mistake could mean failure on a historic scale. Construction begins, and the world watches. When construction officially began, global attention followed immediately. News outlets called it the next wonder of the modern world. Architects, engineers, and economists all watched closely. As the tower rose, floor by floor, it became a symbol of human ambition at its most extreme. Cranes stretched skyward. Massive concrete pours continued day and night. Each new level broke another psychological barrier. But mega projects don't exist in isolation. They exist within the fragile ecosystem of global economics. Why construction suddenly stopped? Then, almost without warning, progress slowed. And eventually it stopped. Officially, the reasons are described as strategic reassessments. Unofficially, the reality was more complex. Global economic uncertainty began to ripple across markets. Investment priorities shifted. Funding timelines changed. Real estate demand fluctuated. Mega project that once seemed unstoppable suddenly faced hard questions. A tower of this scale requires sustained financial confidence over many years. Even a temporary disruption can cascade into major delays. Construction equipment remained on site. The partially completed structure stood frozen, a giant pause mid-stride. For years, speculation grew. Had the dream collapsed? Would this unfinished giant become a monument to overambition? Many believed the project was dead, but history has shown that the world's boldest ideas often disappear, only to return stronger. Why the tower is back now? The return to construction did not happen overnight. It was a result of shifting global conditions, renewed economic confidence, and long-term urban planning strategies. Cities today are no longer competing only for tourists. They are competing for global influence, investment, and future relevance. Restarting construction sends a powerful message. This city is planning decades ahead. New funding structures were secured. Development plans were refined. Lessons from the original pause were incorporated. The project returned not as a reckless gamble, but as a recalibrated vision. Technology had also evolved during the delay. New construction methods, smarter monitoring systems, and improved materials made it possible to proceed with greater efficiency and safety. The tower was no longer just about height. It became about resilience, a tower designed for the future. This new phase of construction reflects a changing world. Sustainability is now a core focus. Advanced energy systems are being integrated to reduce environmental impact. Smart building technologies will optimize lighting, temperature, and water usage across thousands of meters of vertical space. Observation decks are planned to offer views never seen before, not just of the city, but the curvature of the land itself. On clear days, visibility will stretch far beyond traditional horizons. The tower is designed to function as a vertical ecosystem. Offices, residences, hospitality, and public spaces will coexist in one continuous structure. It is not just a building. It is a vertical city, global symbolism, and soft power. Skyscrapers are not neutral objects. They are symbols. For nations and cities, record-breaking architecture is a form of soft power. It communicates technological capability, economic strength, and ambition to the world. When this tower is completed, it will instantly become one of the most recognizable structures on Earth. It will appear in documentaries, films, satellite images, and global media. Tourism will follow. Investment will follow. Cultural attention will follow. And in an era where global perception matters as much as raw power, such symbols carry enormous weight. The risks of building the impossible. Yet ambition always comes with risk. Construction at extreme height remains unpredictable. Weather conditions become harsher as elevation increases. Logistics grow more complex. Safety protocols must operate flawlessly. There's also the question of relevance. Will future generations value record-breaking height as much as we do today, or will priorities shift toward horizontal cities, sustainability, and decentralization? These questions don't stop construction, but they add pressure, because when you build the tallest structure in history, failure is not an option. What this tower really represents. Beyond steel and concrete, this tower represents a deeper truth about humanity. We are a species that refuses to accept limits. When mountains stand in the way, we tunnel through them. When oceans divide us, we build bridges. When the sky seems unreachable, we build towers. The pause in construction did not end the dream. It tested it, and the decision to continue proves something important. The future is still being built by those willing to think beyond immediate returns. The road ahead, completion will not be easy. Years of work still lie ahead. Every meter upward will demand precision, patience, and persistence. But when the final section is placed, when the cranes finally descend, the world will witness a new chapter in architectural history. A tower taller than any before it. A structure born from ambition, interrupted by reality and revived by vision. The return of the world's tallest tower is not just a construction update. It is a reminder that progress is rarely linear. Dreams pause, plans evolve, but bold ideas have a way of returning. And when they do, they reshape skylines and expectations. Subscribe Atlas Explained for more interesting videos. If you want to know about any city or country, then comment your name, tell us what you want to know, and where you are watching from.